Hey friends, Logan Uri in her book How to Not Die Alone talks about the happily ever after fallacy, which is the mistaken belief that the hard work in love is finding someone and that once we have found the love of our life, everything would be smooth down the line. But that is not the case. In fact, data suggests that in most relationships, marital happiness decreases over time. But do not lose hope. You are not destined to have a disappointing relationship because great relationships are not found, rather they are built. When people ask about what is it that makes a relationship great in the long run, then you might want to consider what Charles Darwin has to say about natural selection. He says that it is not the strongest or the most intelligent of species that survives, but it is the one that is most responsive to change. Even if you have a strong relationship today, the relationship may fail if you do not adapt. Your life or that of your partners might change in unpredictable ways. We want to design a relationship that could evolve. Perhaps you do not think that you are going to change much in future and that you have already become the person you would be in the long term. If you think so, I want you to ask yourself two questions. One, ask yourself that how much have you changed in the past 10 years? Next, I would also want you to ask yourself that how much do you think you would change in the next future 10 years? Most people believe that they have changed significantly in the past 10 years, but they refuse to accept that they would change so much in the next future 10 years. And of course, they are wrong. We call this the end of history illusion, where we underestimate how much we are going to change in future. And just as we individuals are going to change, so would our relationships. Sometimes one partner will struggle and the other would help keep the family afloat. Sometimes you would feel deeply in love with one another, and at other times you won't be able to stand one another. Sometimes you would feel that it is easy to talk to your partner, and at other times you might feel as if there is a wall between you two. Logan Uri recommends us two tools that we could use to build a relationship that could adapt to change. Tool number one is the relationship contract. Link in the description below. The word contract might sound a little bit scary, but it is in no means a prenup. We're talking about a non-legal, mutually agreed upon document that could guide us toward a shared vision of our relationship. It includes discussions like how often do we want to visit our extended families, how do we split our bill, how important is sex to us, are we monogamous, and how do we define monogamy. On the first page of the relationship contract, there is a date written in which couples mention that when is it in the future that they are going to revisit and revise this relationship contract. This gives us the opportunity to answer the key question that what is it that our relationship needs right now. There are two parts to the relationship contract. The first part is the self-reflection worksheet in which you would be filling all by your own self. And next comes the relationship contract, which you would be filling with your partner. The self-reflection worksheet helps you become aware of your own needs. It asks questions like how much alone time do you want? What is your preferred love language? What are some of your favorite ways you enjoy spending time with your partner? I have provided the link to the self-reflection worksheet as well as the relationship contract in the description below. The next tool that Logan Uri recommends is the weekly check-in ritual, in which every week we would sit with our partner and are going to ask each other the following questions. Number one is asking our partner that what are your needs that are not being met in our relationship. Number two, how was your last week? 3, did you feel supported by me in the last week? 4, how can I support you in the upcoming week? Feel free to customize this weekly check-in ritual. You can add your own questions or change the existing ones. The weekly check-in ritual helps us deal with problems as they arise. It prevents people from bottling up negative emotions or something that have been bothering them for a time, but they find it very awkward to talk openly about it. Many couples are afraid to speak honestly about what they want, whether it is having kids, opening their relationship, or closing it, or whatever. All relationships have issues, and we feel very awkward in bringing them up. The goal of this relationship contract and weekly check-in ritual is that it decreases the friction and awkwardness in having these difficult but important conversations.